All right, so it was requested that we record a little bit extra, so we're going to have a little bit extra, and I believe Ray is going to try sharing a presentation. Go for it, Ray.
Okay, I'm going for it now. It's telling me I have an unstable connection, but I'm going to go for it anyway. And let's go back to the chat and try to share my screen. Share screen. There we go. Share.
Here we go, BMW.
Okay. So when I think the first time I got on this chat, on like the second or third one, I told folks that I was into 1-1 sports cars, and that kind of got me back into the slot racing hobby. And that's a picture of my 1-1 car at a driving school on track. And so when I got back into slot car racing, I went to, let me go to slideshow view. Go through these slide. Or maybe I'll just keep going. So I had, back in 2013, I had a road course sitting on an 8x4 piece of plywood in the bedroom that my daughter and I were racing on. And my wife wasn't pleased about that because we weren't getting much use out of the spare bedroom. And at the same time, since I was doing some 1-1 track schools, I developed a liking for banked ovals and NASCAR. After I actually drove my own car at Daytona, I developed a new respect for going through banked turns at 160 plus miles an hour. And so while I had the setup in the spare bedroom, on the floor of the den, I had a banked tri-oval set up, and that made my wife really unhappy that I had two tracks, taking up 2 rooms of the house. And so Slot Forum to the rescue, I ran into a fellow named Richard on a Slot Forum who came up with an idea for combining a NASCAR track and a GT LMP track. And this is one of the original designs we came up with together. I told him that I had an 18 by 8 table that I wanted to design. And here you see a track that has, I'm sorry, a track that has NASCAR oval or squared oval going in a counterclockwise direction, and a GT track going in the other direction. This was one of our first designs. This was a later refinement.
Well, that seems to catch the mood of where we find ourselves, doesn't it? Trapped, but very free, locked down.
Always love a good Omega keyhole shaped.
No matter what.
Yeah, but maybe you can see that a bit better now. And so this is showing the 2 lanes of the GT track. One is red, one is blue, and if you follow those in a clockwise direction, you can see those are individual lanes and stay as individual lanes. The lane changes on the top left side of the track is set up with a rubber band lane changer that automatically shunts the cars to the infield as they go counterclockwise. This is a single red lane going around through the GT track, showing what would be the racing line. Follow that around.
Have you built that track?
Yes.
I can't wait to see the pictures.
Yeah. Okay. And this is this is NASCAR. So this is the 2 NASCAR lanes going counterclockwise, red and blue. And I'll talk about the switches another time. Those little black and white things are something that Richard came up with, Richard Dutton. Unfortunately, he's deceased. He was a engineering teacher at State University of New York at Buffalo. And we had quite a nice slot car relationship going on. And so this is, let me back up a second. Yeah, this is NASCAR positions. And this was the table that was built back in 2013. That's the table. That's the decking I put on it, just to make it sort of presentable until I decided to landscape it. You can see I put lifting points on it to raise the table. Right now, it only raises to maybe about 6 feet high. I'd like to get it to raise a little higher, but I've got to add some additional pulleys in there. It's on a winch. And this is the track that eventually went on the table. You can see up in the, I designed in features of courses I liked. Up in the infield in the upper left-hand corner is a corkscrew. It's a raised descending corkscrew. In the center there, going down through the center, was supposed to be a kind of a reverse Eau Rouge from Spa, but it's evolved. It's more like Eau Pink instead of Eau Rouge. Yeah. And that goes into a carousel from the Nürburgring. And then what I call the, instead of parabolica, it's the diabolica, because I always come off there. And so this is the actual track. I think this is a video here. I have, let me see, here we go. We'll start this video. And so there's a car running the NASCAR circuit, and each of those 4 corners is a banked curve, fully banked curve. And that's just doing 2 laps there.
Now, Ray, are the banks the same angle or are they different?
They're all the same angle. They end up being a bit different because there's some elevation changes on the track that you might see in some of the later videos. And here's a little bit of NASCAR action, all computer controlled.
Do you have those videos on YouTube or on Facebook or anything that we could watch them in better quality?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I need to do that.
Yeah, post them up on YouTube, and then we can watch them with good frame rates.
Okay. So because I'm in the boonies here and just about only one other guy to race with, I do this and just drive one car myself and try to fit between those.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's incredible.
British comrades called Billy No Mates racing.
Yeah.
If you can fit between that pack of cars driving, Ray, you are a NASCAR driver.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you can fit one in there, you're a better man than most of us.
Okay, and let's see, this is okay. I went backwards accidentally.
See you next week, guys.
Okay.
Hey, Dennis.
Bye, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis. Okay, this is I think these are some F1 cars running the road circuit.
Oh yeah, there I think.
I really like the elevation in your road circuit.
Yeah. I don't know if you can actually see the corkscrew on this one. And this was, oh, actually, this video is before I raised the corkscrew. So this is an older video. It's slightly raised there. It's much more raised now. And I'll go to the next slide. So that's kind of a bird's eye view of the track. That was actually taken with a drone hovering in the garage.
I can see the corkscrews quite a bit raised there.
Yeah. And
The track's nice and clean because the drone took care of it, I guess.
yeah, it blows the dust off.
I need one of them to clean mine.
So this is a view from one corner of the track. The things I'd like to note here is the elevation of the corkscrew, and it is a treacherous piece of driving because you go right into this curve. I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yep.
But, big crash point there. And I'd like you to note this little white box here. You'll see a close-up of that. That's one of the few pieces of scenery I've managed to do in 7.5 years.
You like me?
I really kicked myself for that. Up in the left-hand corner, you can see some of my Tupperware storage boxes, Tupperware type storage boxes. And this white covered case here is actually a car display. You'll see that in a bit.
Now, Ray, you've got a lane change halfway through your corkscrew.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually you come around the outside lane here and you can switch to the outside lane here and pick up a bit of speed and have less of a chance of spinning out and crashing right at the bottom of the corkscrew. So yeah,
Ray, I don't know where you are in the States, but my cousin used to live in Marina, and from her house you could hear them racing Laguna. And one day I was there, and the Ferrari owners of America were there, and you could tell when they were coming down corkscrew by the way the revs would change. Such an amazing bend, and I was like 2 miles away.
Wow.
yeah, it's
one curve.
Yeah, I really want to drive
Formula
it.
One's at Brands Hatch, and I used to live just outside Maidstone.
Uh-huh. I've also driven driving school at what is it called, Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama, and they have a mini corkscrew, but I don't think it's anything like the real thing. I'd love to drive the real thing. But
I've actually done the carousel on a motorcycle. That was interesting.
oh yeah,
It looks like you're driving up the wall of the house. You're literally looking like that.
exactly.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, and so I forgot to mention about the carousel. The inside lanes, the two inside lanes, are actually banked, and the outside lanes are flat on the track here. And so I was saying, pay attention to this little white piece of scenery here, and also the white case. Yeah, that little white box under the carousel, under the corkscrew is my one concession to scenery so far. You got to have facilities. And
So
No eyeballs, no-
you obviously have a 1/32 scale bar somewhere, otherwise they wouldn't need the washrooms.
exactly, that's coming. And so that's that's one of the cases. The local camera store is closing down, and I got these two lighted glass cases for probably about $100 a piece.
Nice.
And
Nice.
put cars that I don't plan on chipping or don't plan on running a lot in there. That's one of the cases. That's the other case with kind of bizarre stuff.
And maybe you saw and heard the unbanks on Mackenzie Cook.
And yeah, that's just more stuff. You might think I'm a bit of a BMW
Well,
aficionado.
Ray, sorry, can you go back a bit? You've got looks like you've got a classic monogram Lola GT there.
Yes. Yes, I do. And I picked it up on eBay just because one of my very first HO slot cars back when I was 7 or 8 years old was a Lola GT. And that was the only one I could find in 1/32 on eBay. And it's got a brass chassis. And I'd like to take pictures of that and show you guys one day because I have no idea what to do with it.
Is that the
tires are
Epsilon
hard.
car?
Keep it.
Yeah, my dad used to race them in the 60s. That's the first car he raced. I've still got the car from when he raced it.
Is that the guy with the Epsilon on the bonnet, on the hood?
What's that?
Is that the silver car with the yellow nose marking?
No, that's the Sigma, isn't it?
All right, it's this blue one at the front is the Lola, is it?
Yeah.
No, the Lulu's the blue one in front with the two
Right,
white
okay.
stripes.
The one in front of the Brum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ray, do you know what the Brum car
Somebody
is?
recognized the Brum. I'm doing it.
Yeah, that was the nucleus of the Ford GT.
No, it was a
Oh,
TV
is it?
series in the UK for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the Lola. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
You've
the
got
Brum.
Lola envy.
So Paul, you got your dad's Lola original.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go and get it. Hold on.
Okay. While he's getting that.
Yeah, keep going.
I keep going.
Yeah,
okay.
Ray, keep going. But you need to paint the inner two lanes of the carousel light grey
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
authenticity.
Absolutely, yeah. And so those are some fly trucks, some BMW M1s.
Are they sideways or flies?
These are fly. Oh, these are flies. The M1s are flies. And
Well,
most
what's
of
the clear? Is that a M3? The clear body?
That is a fly also, I believe.
Is it a Mercedes or an
And you can
M3?
see off to the, it's an M3. Yeah, off to the bottom on the left, you can see some of my Vanquish cars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to keep you guys too long. And so what do I race? Stuff I like. These are a bunch of fly BMW CSLs that I've chipped and removed the magnets from. And they are kind of fun to run. I've had a couple of friends over. And we've had quite a good time with them. What else? So this slot car den of iniquity is probably about 100 yards behind my house.
Oh, wow.
And
Far
it's
of a
that
walk,
white building in the back, very back there. And one reason so little has been done on the track in 7 years is because of that distance, and because I live in Florida, North Central Florida, where there's lots of storms, and we have things like trees coming down and blocking access. Right there is the garage.
Oh no.
Behind it, fortunately, it didn't fall on the garage. But that's the sort of thing I have to put up with in order to go slotting.
Wow.
That's the house up there. And again, these are just some outbuildings on the property. You can see it's kind of flooded under that one. So that whole central portion of the yard turns into a swamp. And this is how the track stays most of the time. You can see some of my storage boxes during a storm last year. I kind of covered the track over and got everything up off the floor in case the water level did rise enough to get into the garage.
You need to get that canoe down off the wall.
Exactly. And I think this is just a GT, a Ford GT40 running no mag that a friend of mine just tuned and I was running it.
Yeah, definitely get those up on YouTube because we're only seeing one
Pandemic.
second here.
Napier, the March of the Lumberjills, the women's timber.
Yep.
of world.
And
Hamish
this is a
one of the
magnet car, a Janetta running.
12-hour days cutting trees for the war effort. So well done to Hamish for winning album of the year.
Now it's gone.
Country classic.
Yeah, it's almost pointless to run video over Zoom.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Oh, the track looks great.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Ray.
Awesome.
You'll be a special edition for this week's Worldwide Zoom.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad I was able, I hope you were able to see most of that because out where I live, the bandwidth is just way poor. And I happened to be in town today at a spot where I could get on the internet. And so I had that.
I think we saw everything. It's just the
I-
videos were frame by frame, not smooth video.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll
I'll
be able
see if I can put those up on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit
Okay.
stop. And I'll go ahead and show that, Paul. Yeah, go ahead and show that since
There
we're
you
talking.
go. That's the one my dad used to race. As you can see,
Yeah.
it's pretty. And he went from that one to that one.
Ouch.
And then I got a replacement for it. So
Oh, nice.
Get building.
no, I can make two good ones out of, or can make one good one out of two bad ones.
Yeah, I had a special affinity for that car since it was my very first HO slot car. And I had a bunch of friends whose parents had money and they had lots of cars. And I just had that one and I made it as fast as possible. So
Ray, is your
I
one-to-one
believe it
car
was,
a 318 Ti?
yes, it is. And it's got a M3 transplant. An M3
I was
engine
wondering how you
transplant
managed to
with-
hold. Yeah, I was wondering how you managed to hold 160 round a corner because a 318 is not. It might do it, but
So Ray, did
No,
you
it'll
go to,
barely
did you
get out of its own way. It's 138 flywheel horsepower from the factory. This one has
Yeah.
about 450 rear wheel now.
so Ray, which schools did you go to? Skip Barber or Bondurant?
No, it's BMW Porsche club schools,
Right?
BMW Porsche owner club schools. So I've been
Good
to
stuff,
Roebling
'cause-
Road.
I'll tell you, the least expensive way to get good performance out of your vehicle is go to a racing school.
Yeah, yeah.
I beg to differ.
How so?
break into Brand's hatch in a Mark 1 Capri with a bag of cement in the back. That's I left the gates open at Brands Hatch Race Circuit. And that was only like 10 miles up the road from where I lived. And we went in there one night and we went racing round it. Triumph Dolomite, Mark 2 Cortina, and a Mark 1 Capri.
I've got a Brands Hatch claim to fame.
Now that you've pled guilty on video, I'm going to stop the video recording.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
Wait
were
back,
recording.
I can.